In this video today, I'm going to share with you the top 5 tips and tricks when you're moving to Salt Lake City, and I'm getting after it right now. Tip number 1 would be to start purging. So once you know that you're going to be moving here to Salt Lake City, or really anywhere for that matter, but since you're on my channel, that means you're moving to the Salt Lake City area. So start purging, which means posting stuff on Facebook Marketplace, on Craigslist, KSL, whatever your local website is. Start selling stuff, giving stuff, donating stuff. Goodwill's a great place to get rid of a ton of stuff. The less stuff you're moving with, the better. And it's going to cost you more money on fuel, more money in a bigger moving company, or in a bigger U-Haul if you're moving yourself, or U-Pack, or one of the crates or whatever. So however you're choosing to move to Salt Lake City, you want to get rid of as many things as possible. When we moved here from Tennessee a year ago, we pretty much sold our kitchen table, we sold our sofa set, we sold our bedroom set. What else did we sell? Our upstairs couch that we had. We just took as little as possible. We moved with a 26-foot truck, and that sucker was packed full. And then we had our other cars with us that were, pretty well packed. So we did the best that we could of getting rid of stuff. We made a little bit of money, so we were able to, when we got here, look on KSL and on Facebook Marketplace and go get a kitchen table really quickly. We went and ordered a couch. Got lucky that they had the couch in stock, so it only took like a week. We went without a couch. We went and found some bar stools local, I think at Ashley. So we have like 4 bar stools, so we use those to eat with on our island. But we knew that moving all the stuff, it gets broken when you move it, and then the movers, fight with you on whether it was broken or not, and then you don't get really what what it's worth. So mainly you want to keep like heirloom stuff and just stuff that's really important to you. But we sold, like I said, a ton of the stuff. So purging would be number 1 on your list for you to do. Number 2 on the list, which you may not have thought of, but start collecting boxes. So once you know you're going to be moving, you can look on Facebook, you can look on Craigslist. Once again, you can ask around. You can post on your Facebook page saying you're looking for moving boxes. A ton of different ways. If you're selling your home there, talk to your real estate agent. Ask them to find you some boxes. All they need to do is post on their local Facebook group or ask in their office, and someone will have moved and they'll have a ton of boxes that are free so that you can save a ton of money. Otherwise, know that Walmart sells boxes relatively cheaply. They're like 89 cents or something a box, or up to like $1.50. Home Depot sells boxes as well, but they're a little bit pricier than Walmart's boxes. Quality-wise, seems like they're about the same. So no, you can get like the cheap, thinner boxes, or you can get like the heavier duty boxes, depending upon how heavy you pack the boxes. But if you're, you're going to be moving, start accumulating boxes before. They break down, they're super thin, so you could store 50 boxes in the garage, or in a bedroom or something like that. So start accumulating boxes, and that'll save you a bunch of money because you won't have to go buy boxes. Number 3, plan the move. So plan like your timeline, how long you're going to go, look at the route you're going to take, try to find where you don't want to drive more than about 10 or 11 hours in a day. It gets really old when you're just driving 12 hours. So when we moved from Tennessee, we did a short drive up to St. Louis area the first day. That was, I think it was like 5.5 hours, and then we stayed the night there. Then we did this long drive. It was 13 hours, which I wouldn't do again, but we didn't really want to, there wasn't a great place to stay in between that made a ton of sense, because the first day we had to drive and get to St. Louis. So we stayed in Cheyenne, Wyoming, beautiful, beautiful town. And then the next day it was like a 6-hour drive, I think, from there into Salt Lake. So I kind of talked to the kids and stuff, and we decided that they would have, that's why we did that, now that I'm saying this. they wanted to have a shorter drive the last day than to have like 2 8 or 9 hour days in a row. They'd rather have like a short drive, which I think it paid off, other than the 13-hour drive was awful. But plan your route. Plan if you're going to use a U-Pack service or U-Haul. You're going to hire one of the big boys like Mayflower to come help you, have they get quotes. Be careful who you use when you're moving, because I've heard some really bad stories about certain moving companies. Just a random one you find on the internet where then your stuff doesn't arrive on time or at all. And so you want to make sure you use somebody reputable. U-Pack was a great service. Our neighbor across the street used them when they moved. They just come drop this big, tractor trailer thing off, and you load it yourself, and then they come and pick it up and drop it off when they say they're going to. Otherwise, use a pod. Pods are great. You can have them drop, 1 or 2 pods off, and then they can store the pods. Just make sure that you keep your, heirloom stuff or valuable stuff. I would try to travel with that, and then we had like a fire safe case for all our important documents, so security cards, all of that stuff, because then we could carry that into the hotel every night. We wanted to make sure like something didn't happen with that. Same thing with jewelry or anything of value like that. Pricing wise, pod's going to be somewhere around $3,000 to $4,000. U-Pack $4,500. When we moved from California to Tennessee years ago, it was like $25,000 with Mayflower. We took the whole truck up because we didn't learn about selling stuff ahead of time. We just thought we should take everything. Boy, was that a mistake, because it cost us $25,000. And when we moved from Tennessee to Utah, I want to say we paid $1,500 for the U-Haul, and then we drove it plus the gas, which was, it didn't get great gas mileage. And also make sure you plan your route. If you're going to go through like mountains and stuff, you're going to burn through a crap ton of gas going through the mountains. So the flatter your drive can be, the better, even if maybe it's an hour out of the way longer. It was better. Like when we went through Wyoming versus going through Denver, I can't imagine what our fuel bill would have been, but you can just watch the needle on the U-Haul when you're trying to do 70, 65 up the hill. It just guzzles gas like 3 gallons a mile. So just to give you a few little things on what the price is and stuff. Number 4, which is kind of along the lines of the others, but to plan ahead, make sure that you look in, if you have kiddos, that you look into daycare ahead of time, because some of them have waiting lists or they're full. So you want to look, maybe a couple months in advance potentially for daycare. Look into your vets if you have dogs like we do, so that you have somewhere in case there's a necessity that you've already researched ahead of that. Same thing potentially with doctors. So if you need to go to the doctor or you have like prescription meds and stuff and you need to get them filled, make sure that you talk to your doctor where you're at and have them give you a little extra supply. Would be nice, so that you don't have to rush to the doctor when you first get there. Look into your dentist. You can post online or just look at reviews, or you can, but finding some of that stuff out ahead of time is definitely really helpful and less stressful when you are actually here and you've moved in, and then you got to do all this crap, where if you just had it all done kind of ahead of time, your ducks in a row, you'll have a much better time and feel much more comfortable. One other thing that we like to recommend people doing, which is this kind of like a bonus, would be to take a vacation after you've moved here. So you move in, you pack all your stuff and you move into where you're moving into, your new home, new apartment, whatever it is. Take a vacation. Take a 3 or 4 day vacation somewhere fun. Vegas is a great choice. It's 5.5 hour drive down the road, and just relax and get away from all the stress that you had getting here and unpacking and packing and all of that crap. I think that you will thank me later for doing that. And number 1 on the list would be, you need to reach out to me. You got to call me, text me, email me, so that I can help you find where you want to be in the Salt Lake City area, depending upon which city you're looking for. And you just call me and we can talk, and from you telling me what you're looking for, I can help place you in a good city. So thank you again for watching my video, and until next time, I'm out.